You're about to lose $18,000 in the next 40 minutes. And you won't realize it until 3 years from now when you're still making payments on a car you thought you got a deal on. This is how it happens. It's 8:47 on a Tuesday night. The dealership showroom is mostly dark. Overhead fluorescents hum like dying insects. Most of the sales team clocked out 2 hours ago. You can see their empty desks through the plate glass windows, computer screens glowing blue in the darkness. The lot lights outside cast long shadows across rows of inventory that all look the same in the sodium vapor glow. You're the last customer, and that's exactly what they were hoping for. The air smells like burnt coffee and leather cleaner and something else. Desperation, maybe. The building feels bigger when it's empty. Every sound echoes. Your footsteps on the tile. The distant hum of the HVAC system, fighting to cool a space built for 100 people, but now holding just 2. The veteran meets you at the door, mid-50s. Polo shirt with the dealership logo that's been washed so many times the colors have faded to something soft and trustworthy. Reading glasses on a beaded chain around his neck like your grandfather used to wear, he extends his hand and it lingers just a moment too long. Warm, firm. The handshake of someone who's done this 30,000 times. I stayed late just for you, Chief. He pours you coffee in a styrofoam cup. It's been sitting on the burner since 4 p.m. Tastes like burnt rubber and regret. You drink it anyway because your hands need something to hold. The Highlander is parked under a spotlight in the showroom. Midnight blue metallic. Leather seats. 3rd row. Exactly what the kids have already named. They're calling it Big Blue, and they've been asking every day when you're bringing it home. You test drove it 3 days ago. You're already in love with it, and he knows that. The veteran walks you to the driver's side door, opens it with a reverence reserved for something sacred. Kids are gonna love this, aren't they? He's already reviewed your file. Credit score, payoff amount, pre-approval rate. While you were filling out paperwork 3 days ago, he was building the trap. Let me ask you something. He leans against the Highlander's hood. If we can make the numbers work tonight, and I mean really work, are you comfortable moving forward? You nod. You've already done the math at home. $500 a month, maybe $525 if you stretch. You've got $3,000 for a down payment. Your CRV is worth $18,000 according to Kelley Blue Book. You owe $12,800. That's $6,000 in equity. The Highlander is listed at $34,995. The math works. Good. He smiles with his eyes closed. Let me grab your keys and take a quick look at your CRV. Won't take but 5 minutes. You hand him the keys. He disappears through the side door. You're alone in the showroom. Just you and the Highlander and the fluorescent lights and the hum of the vending machine in the corner. You check your phone. 8:51. 5 minutes, he said. 8 minutes pass, then 9, then 10. At 11 minutes, the side door opens. He's carrying a clipboard. His reading glasses are perched on his nose. He sits down across from you, clicks his pen, doesn't speak, just looks at his notes. The silence stretches. Finally, your CRV. How long you had it? And that's when the money starts moving. 5 years. You bought it new in 2019. One owner. Clean title. He nods. Writes something down. Just the scratch of pen on paper. He flips the page. I noticed the door ding. Passenger side, right? Your stomach tightens. Yeah. Shopping cart at Costco last summer. You start to explain, but he's already writing. The pen moves slowly, deliberately. And the windshield chip, how long's that been there? 6 months maybe? You're explaining this, justifying, making excuses, apologizing for a $15 repair. He makes another note. Still no judgment on his face, just acknowledgement. Clinical. Tires look original. 87,000 miles, so they're getting close. And now you're jumping in before he even finishes. Yeah, you were planning to replace them before winter. You hear yourself and you want to stop talking, but the silence is worse, so you keep going. Here's what just happened. He closes the clipboard, turns to his computer. He didn't say your car was worth less. You did. 3 times in 90 seconds. This is the silent walkaround. The mouse clicks. He's entering numbers now. Doesn't have to tell you their problems because your brain already did that work for him. That door ding, $50 to fix. The windshield chip, $15. The tires, he's selling your car at auction in 11 days and the next dealer will run them until the cords show. But you kept talking, kept apologizing, kept devaluing your own car. And if you've ever apologized for a scratch during a trade-in, you're not alone. Tens of thousands of people do this every single day. That's why it works. The veteran stares at his screen. Old Dell monitor with a crack in the corner, black background, gold text, some kind of appraisal tool you don't recognize, something proprietary. He squints, frowns, taps, more keys. You're watching his face for clues. Your coffee's gone cold. The showroom lights seem brighter now, harsher. Okay. He exhales slowly, turns the monitor away from you. Here's where we're at. He pulls a yellow legal pad from his desk drawer, clicks his pen, writes in blue ink, large numbers, clear, confident. He slides it across the desk. CRV trade value, $14,500. Your homework said $18,500 minimum. You did the research. And this number is $4,000 short. Your face must show it because he's already nodding. Understanding, sympathetic. I know that seems low. It doesn't seem low. It is low. You open your mouth to say this, but he keeps talking. These numbers come from the auction feeds. What cars like yours are actually selling for. He taps the legal pad. But let me talk to my used car manager. Maybe there's some wiggle room. He stands, pats your shoulder. The same grandfather gesture from earlier. Sit tight, chief. And then he's gone. Through the door marked, employees only. You're alone again. Just you and the cold coffee and the number on the yellow pad. $14,500. You pull out your phone. Google 2019 CRV trade-in value. Every source says $17,500 to $19,500. Everyone agrees except the man who just walked away. Your chest tightens. The showroom feels smaller. The fluorescent lights buzz louder. At 9:10, the door opens. He walks back, slow, tired, like he just went 12 rounds for you. Sits down heavy. Exhales through his nose. The reading glasses come off. He rubs the bridge of his nose like a man who's been arguing. Okay, he picks up his pen. I went to bat for you. My manager wasn't happy about it, but I got him to move. He crosses out the $14,500. Writes a new number beneath it. CRV, trade value, $16,800. You feel it immediately. That spark in your chest. Relief. Victory. He fought for you. You just won $2,300 in 11 minutes. That's better, you hear yourself say, but Kelley Blue Book says he raises one hand. Gentle. Not dismissive, just realistic. KBB's a guide, not gospel. What matters is what we can actually sell it for in today's market. He taps the yellow pad. And with that door ding, the windshield chip, the tires that need replacing, I'm putting my neck out at $16,800. It sounds reasonable. It sounds fair. He fought his manager. He stayed late. And $16,800 is only $1,500 below Kelley Blue Book. Maybe the market's softer than you thought. You nod. Okay, $16,800 works. His smile is small, satisfied. He turns to his computer, starts typing. You can't see the screen anymore. He angled it away when he sat down. Let me pull up the Highlander and we'll see where we land. The keyboard clicks. You watch his face. He's nodding to himself. Clicking the mouse. More typing. 30 seconds. 45. You're staring at the back of the monitor. What you don't see is this. The Highlander's price just changed. From $34,995 to $37,095. A markup of $2,100. Almost exactly what he just won for you on the trade. But the screen is turned away, and you're feeling grateful. And he's pulling out a calculator now. The old kind. 10 key. Makes clicking sounds when he punches numbers. All right, let's break this down. He starts writing. The pen moves across the yellow pad. You're watching the numbers appear. The Highlander. $37,095. Your trade. Minus $16,800. What you owe on the CRV. Plus $12,800. Taxes and fees. Another $3,000. The bottom line, $36,391 out the door. You stare at that number. It's higher than you expected. Way higher. You calculated this at home. It was supposed to be 32, maybe 33,000. And then he writes the payment with 3,000 down, 72 months, $571 a month. Your target was 500. This is $71 over, 15% more than you budgeted every month for 6 years. What? Your voice sounds thin. What happened to the $34,995? He doesn't hesitate. That's the internet price. Doesn't include dealer prep, market adjustment, certification fees, market adjustment, certification fees. Words that sound official but mean nothing. I was hoping to be closer to $500 a month. The veteran nods. Understanding. I hear you. Let me see what I can do. He stands again. Give me a few minutes. And he's gone. You're alone with the numbers on the yellow legal pad. The payment that's too high. The showroom clock says 9:23. You pull out your phone. Try to reverse engineer where the money went. But there are too many line items. Your phone buzzes. Text from your spouse. How's it going? You stare at the message. You don't know how it's going. You thought you were winning. The clock ticks. 9:26, 9:29, 9:34. At 9:37, the door opens. He's smiling. He's carrying a new sheet of paper, sits down, slides it across the desk like he just pulled off a miracle. Same total, $33,000 to finance after your down payment. But now the term is longer, 84 months instead of 72. 7 years instead of 6. And the payment, $497 a month. You exhale. Relief floods your system. He did it. You're under $500, $3 under budget. The tension in your shoulders releases. We got you there, Chief. He extends his hand across the desk. Sound good? And your hand is moving. Because $497 is less than $500, and that's what you asked for. But 3 years from now, you'll get a letter. Registration, renewal. You'll look at the amount you still owe. Still over $20,000. The car's worth $15,000. You're trapped. Here's what just happened. He stretched your loan from 6 years to 7, added 12 more months of payments, and because the term is longer, he raised your interest rate and you still got a lower monthly payment. The numbers tell the real story. 72 months times 571 equals $41,112 total. 84 months times 497 equals $41,748 total. You just agreed to pay $636 more, an extra year of debt, 12 more months of insurance, all to save $3 a month. The payment went down, the total cost went up, the money just moved from one box to another and you never saw his hands. This is the shell game. They show you the monthly number because that's all your brain can hold when you're tired and overwhelmed. But he's still talking and you're still shaking his hand and now he's pulling out paperwork. Oh, and I included the extended warranty and gap coverage in there, only adding about $18 a month, but it'll save you thousands if anything happens. You blink. Wait, what warranty? Standard protection package. Bumper to bumper for 5 years or 60,000 miles. Gap insurance pays off the loan if the car gets totaled. $2,400 total, but spread over 84 months, you barely notice it. $2,400 you never asked for, and the warranty excludes most major repairs and anything the manufacturer already covers. But you don't know this, and it's 9:41, and you've been here almost 2 hours. And your phone keeps buzzing, the kid's asking when you're bringing Big Blue, the veteran slides a stack of papers across the desk, 12 pages. Tabs marked with yellow "Sin Here" stickers. His pen is already uncapped. Just need your signature on these and we'll get you on the road. Your hand picks up the pen. Because you're tired. Because the number is 497. Because walking away means admitting you wasted 2 hours. Because the Highlander is 15 feet away and your family is expecting you to come home with it. If you're about to buy a car, pause this right now. Screenshot the next section. This is your armor. The pen touches paper. And in that moment, you just lost $18,000. You'll realize it in 3 years when you're halfway through the loan and you still owe more than the car is worth. When you try to trade it in and discover you're upside down by $6,000. When you're still making payments in year 7, but right now, in this moment, you feel like you won. That's how good they are. Stop. Let's rewind. Back to the beginning. Back to the moment he returned from the walk around with his clipboard and his reading glasses. Before he sits down. Before he clicks his pen. Before any numbers hit paper. Here's what you should have said. He pulls out the chair. You speak first. Before we go any further, I need to ask you one question. He pauses. Looks up. Whatever number you give me for my CRV, will you write me a check for that amount right now, even if I don't buy the Highlander? The air changes. His smile holds, but something behind his eyes shifts. Well, we typically only buy cars if you're purchasing from us. So that's a no. You say it flat. Not angry. Just factual. Which means whatever you show me isn't actual cash value. It's an allowance. It's a number tied to your markup on the Highlander. And I'm not negotiating with allowances. You lean forward. I need 3 separate transactions. A firm cash offer for my CRV that you'll honor whether I buy from you or not. Your best out-the-door price on the Highlander with every fee itemized. And financing terms I can compare against my credit union pre-approval. The veteran sits back. His pen hasn't moved. The yellow legal pad stays in the drawer. We can work with that, he says. But his voice has changed. The grandfatherly warmth is gone. You just told him you know the game. Dealers have 2 modes. The friendly mode for marks and the professional mode for people who know better. You just switched modes. He disappears for 15 minutes. When he comes back, the numbers are different. Your CRV, actual cash value, $17,200. Firm offer. He'll write you a check today whether you buy or not. The Highlander, out the door price, $34,995. No markup, no market adjustment, just the car, taxes, fees, registration. Your trade pays off your loan with $4,400 left over. That equity goes toward the Highlander. You put down $3,000 more, total down payment $7,400. Amount to finance, $27,595. 60 months, 6.4%. Your credit union rate, monthly payment, $538, $38 over your target. But you're financing $4,000 less. You're paying for 5 years instead of 7, and you'll save over $13,000 in total interest. That one question, will you write me a check for that amount, just changed everything. The veteran processes the paperwork. No small talk now. No chief, no friendly pats. Professional, efficient. The deal is clean, and there's nothing left to extract. You sign the papers. Real papers this time. Numbers that make sense, an interest rate you verified, a payment you can actually afford, no hidden warranties, no gap insurance that duplicates coverage, no 7-year loan on a depreciating asset. At 10:03, you walk out with the keys to Big Blue. But this time, you're not grateful. You're not relieved. You're calm because you know exactly what you paid, you know exactly what you got. That's not luck. That's preparation, meeting the moment someone tries to move your money. Once you say that sentence, once you ask for the check, most dealers fold immediately because the whole con requires you not knowing the difference between allowance and actual cash value. The moment you know, the game is over. Some will refuse. Some will tell you they don't work that way. And when they do, you stand up. You thank them for their time and you leave. No argument, no negotiation, just gone. Because there are 47 other dealerships within 20 miles, and the next one will work with you. Your time is worth more than their game. You can't unsee it now. One sentence stops the entire game. Will you write me a check for that amount right now? That's the question that forces them to show you real numbers or walk away. You just learned what dealers spend 40 years perfecting. If you've been scammed by this exact trick, drop the dealership name in the comments. Let's build a map. And if you're shopping this week, remember, separate every transaction. Get the cash offer first, negotiate the purchase price second, handle financing third. Never let them mix the boxes. That's where the money disappears. Until next time, don't let them move your money.